Hi folks, and welcome back to the last part of this video series on image views, collection views, and navigation views. So let's just look at the app as it stands right now. I can click on this image, I can either click back, I can click on this image, and I can just click on any images here. Our job now is to get this image to be the image we clicked on. So we have to set up some communication between this collection view and this regular view. The way we're going to set this up is we're going to use a protocol. So we've used protocols already, but it's always good to discuss them again. So let me set up the protocol and talk you through it. So it's going to be a regular Swift file, and I'm going to call this update image protocol. And let's double click on that to keep it, and let's go ahead and create. So I'm going to make a protocol called update image protocol, and it's just going to be very simple. It's going to be a function named update image, which is going to take the image name as a string. So what this method does is, given a string, it's going to update the image on the screen. So the first thing we have to do is we have to implement this protocol somewhere. We're going to implement it on the view controller because that's where the image is that we need to update. So I'm going to first implement this. When we adopt it or implement it, we get an error. So in order for this to work out properly, I have to make a function called what? Called update image. It's not coming up because we haven't compiled yet. So if you forget the name of it, you can always just go over here and grab this. So that's a little trick. So we're going to implement this. So what do we need to do? If anyone ever gives us a string, all we're going to do is what? Well, first, let's say self dot the image view dot background color equals UI color dot white. So first, we'll remove the gray in case it's still there. And then I'll say self dot the image view dot image equals UI image named what? Just name the image name. The image name. Well, there we go. That's done. Now, if we go back to our storyboard, this view knows how to update its image. But who's going to call this method? Who's going to call this method? Well, in order to call this method, somebody has to have the ability to see it. So if we go back to our collection view, in order for us to call that method, we need var, and I'm going to name this the updatable object is going to be of what type? It's going to be of type update image protocol. So what we now have is a method, and I'm going to make that optional. So this is going to represent any object that implements this protocol. Remember the key here, I don't care what type this is. It could be our view controller, it could be anything else. Now, what we're going to do here is before we pop our view controller, we're going to call that method, so I'll say self dot the updatable object dot what? Dot the image. Now, what should I put there? Well, pretty easy. Self dot the icon list square bracket index path dot row. So, whenever somebody on the storyboard clicks an image, this method gets called, or clicks a cell. The first thing we do is we tell our updatable object to update the image to the image that was selected. And then we pop to go back. Seems pretty straightforward. Good. Now, there's only one thing left. How does this get its value? In other words, how do we say what the updatable object is? Well, when we leave this view, we're going to set it on the way out. And the way we do this, you'll remember, is prepare for segue. So this is going to happen whenever somebody segues away from this view controller. So the thing I'll do here is let the collection VC equals segue dot destination. We're going to typecast that as what? As a collection view controller. Since I typecasted it, I should be able to say the collection view controller dot the updatable. Again, in my help is not updating right away, so let's just make sure we get this name right. I'm just going to copy this. So let's go back, and this will be this dot the object equals self. So let's make sure we understand this. Let's go to the storyboard and open up the storyboard in its own window to make sure this makes sense. So whenever somebody clicks on this image, we're going to prepare. So we're going to figure out where we're headed next. And we know that that's going to be a collection view controller. And we know the collection view controller has an updatable object. So we're going to set that up. So now, when I make it, when I get to this view, the collection view now, if we go to the collection view, it knows its updatable object. So when we click on an image, we call update on the updatable object, and then we pop the view controller, which should bring us back. So let's run it. So if I click on this, I can still do a normal back that does nothing at all. But I can now click on an image, and the image shows up. I can press back, I can click on the image, I can choose another one, and so on. So that makes life pretty easy. Okay, so that's the end of this little series. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you have any questions, let me know, and we'll see you in the next series. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.